What's going on, Imperials? It's Emperor Cubone here. We've gotten another glimpse into the Galar region, and what makes it different from others that we've seen before. And the results are mixed. Firstly, we got confirmation that regional variants were not just a one-time thing, which I've been saying I wanted for a while. But be careful what you wish for, I guess. We got Galarian Wheezing, who is a poison and fairy type, which I'm pretty sure some people called. But this is the most possible British thing that they could ever have come up with, except for maybe adding a monocle. Wheezing not only has gaseous facial hair, but was given literal stovepipe hats to vent excess smoke out the top, as well as adding about 6 feet to its height. But for some reason, this version of Wheezing cleanses the smoke when it pumps it out the top, no longer making it toxic like its beard. I don't know why they're so dead set on retconning all of the poison types to not be terrible pollution spawn from humans. That was their whole thing, and now apparently they just aren't as biohazardous anymore. But what was actually pretty exciting is the reveal that we finally are getting regional variants from anywhere else besides Kanto. But it's maybe not what we would have hoped for. Zigzagoon, and by extension Linoone, have seemingly joined the band Kiss for some reason. Do they look this way because they're now the pretty bad normal and dark type? Or are they dark type because they're punks now? And now they're even trying to say that these are the proper forms of these Pokemon? I'm sorry, but this is so far removed from what they have been everywhere else, I refuse to believe that their natural state is a hooligan. But even more than that, they were given an extra evolution. Obstagoon now evolves from Galarian Linoone, and it's just weird. I mean, I guess it's really cool since this is the first post-generational evolution since Sylveon, who in fact was the only one that's been after Gen 4. So that being back is really cool. I'm just not really sold on what they've done here. Yes, Alolan forms could be pretty ridiculous at times, but so far Galarian forms are incredibly outlandish. And honestly, these drastic changes seem at odds with the generally pleasant region that we've seen thus far in Galar. They claim that Zigzagoon are forced to be so mean due to their rough living conditions, but then they're shown prancing around a field. Not exactly super harsh. It just seems like they're going a little too extreme with these regional forms, especially for these being the first ones that they've revealed. But if you were worried about being over the top, well, get ready to be disappointed, because we finally got a look at our evil team, I guess. Team Yell is apparently just a conglomeration of rowdy fans that really want someone else to win, to the point that they will fight you all the time to try and stop you. And listen, I get it. Marnie is a pretty awesome chick, so I wouldn't mind her winning at all. But that's their only motivation? I thought Team Skull was a bold choice, but these just look like they're bad cosplay versions. Seriously, this cannot be their only motivation behind the evil team. Either get ready to have another organization come to the forefront, like the Aether Foundation, or to have Marnie hatch some sort of diabolical plan. Which wouldn't be too far-fetched because, other than describing her as a goth Blanche, they're really being quite vague about her, as well as the other new kid who looks like a grandma, to vie for the champion title by beating all the gyms. And of course, we finally got to see the Pikachu clone in the Galar region, Morpeko, who can be just as edgy at times. See, Morpeko, known as the two-sided Pokemon, has the ability Hunger Switch, which allows Morpeko to alter between its full belly mode and its hangry mode? Oh, come on. The official Pokemon company is using the word hangry now? I guess that just highlights the growing feeling that I've had lately in that the Pokemon franchise seems to be falling into the trap of being trendy. We don't need them to use made-up internet words. Next thing you know, our rival will be calling us a noob. Or yelling yeet, whatever that is, every 5 seconds like the 8-year-old I saw the other day. We don't need the people getting in our way to be overexcited fans that don't know how to properly express themselves and want anything they don't like to fail. That hits just a little bit too close to home, considering all the controversy that Pokemon is having at the moment. So I'd rather not include that in my escapist fantasy games. Rotom does not need to be in an iPhone. The only possible reason that could be there is to make kids point at it and say, "Hey, I've got one of those." Truth be told, the Pokemon world should not be more closely resembling ours, but should in fact be diverging even more. They had more advanced technology than cell phones 20 years ago, with free video phones to anywhere in the world, and instant healing machines. So this feels like a step backwards because it is. Go past our world, don't revert to it. Pokemon is experiencing the sort of almost immediate backlash as other fandoms at the moment. They started off great with everyone getting super hyped about the original trailer. There were a few comments here and there about some people not liking all of the starters, but it pretty well garnered universal excitement. Then they showed off Dynamaxing and raid battles and things, and that was a little bit more of a split. Some people were on board, and then others just said, well, that's not Mega Evolution. Then the whole National Dex scandal broke and angered tons of fans, and then there was Gigantamaxing, which pushed some people off more. And now they have out-of-place regional forms and a lackluster team that sounds like it was named by a 5-year-old. They started off so well, but each subsequent trailer has made people more skeptical, or simply turned them off altogether. At this point, they should probably just stop while they're ahead and not put anything else out until the games are released. So, the basic question, has Pokemon gone too far? At this point, it's hard to say without actually playing the game for context. There are certainly aspects that look like they're trying to be edgy just for the sake of the shock factor. I mean, if you're wanting to make a punk rock looking badger Pokemon for the evil team, you don't have to corrupt some otherwise cute and wholesome ones to do it. You could have just made a new Rockstar rodent. So if you ask me, Pokemon is teetering dangerously ever closer to the edge of the cliff. Now, to be clear, I do still think that these games can be pretty good. But I do hope that these new entries won't be too reliant on trendiness to keep them afloat, because that instantly ages the product and makes it even more difficult to ever return, as opposed to some of the more timeless entries in the past that weren't bothered with that sort of thing. The last thing we need is for Pokemon to try and be hip, or next thing you know, we'll see some idiot in the games dabbing on a hoverboard while playing Fortnite. Do you think Pokemon has gone too far? How far would you be willing to let them go? Let me know down in the comments. Also be sure to leave a like, share this video, and subscribe so that you too can become an Imperial today. And we'll see you around next time!